I've only heard his name, and then I saw he was talking to Angela Yee. I had no idea who that person was. I thought like he had colorful hair, kind of like that like white blonde guy, but it was red too. No, the one that went to jail.
Oh, Tekashi?
Yeah, he had like
Mexican and Puerto Rican.
His hair was
that white guy. I was like, what are you talking about?
His hair was like red and blonde and brown.
I mean,
or something like that. And I was like, oh, who's that? And I was like, and why is he important enough to have an interview? I didn't listen to anything he said, but I was like, oh, he's cute.
Yeah, he's cute.
And then I found out that was August, and then I found out because I already knew they had an affair, but I didn't know he was actually publicly talking about it. And then I found out he had an album dropping, and I was like, oh, okay, I see what this is.
He wasn't, but and who knows? Maybe there's a reason behind it, but then he asked the question, and then he decided to talk about it.
I think what happened, I think he, I don't know. I want to say two things happened. Either he was mad because
his butt hurt.
Yeah, like he's mad at her for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Because they broke up. Because he got some grown woman pussy, and it was good to him, and reminded him reminded him of his mother.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? And
or he didn't care anymore, and he moved on, and so he was like, well, let me use it to my advantage, because this internet, I'm gonna make this interview go viral, because no one would have cared. If he hadn't talked about it, nobody would have cared.
I feel like,
because I didn't even know Angela Yee had a show. Did you?
Mm-hmm.
What is her show? Because I didn't know. I was
something
like,
with the Angela Yee, and
is
it a show or a podcast?
It was a podcast, but it was a show because they have video. Like, that's why I seen him. Like, I know she has her podcast.
Yeah,
but this one had a different set, and it was a couch, and she put on makeup. Like, it looked official, like something that she was doing on her own, though. But it looked more official than what she was doing with her lip service. And it didn't look like, kind of like Charlamagne. He was the first person, I feel like, to like, okay, I'm going to do my own thing. I got my YouTube channel, and I'm just going to do interview solo. And then Angela's doing it. She was doing her podcast anyway.
Yeah, she was doing it way before that. And
then, I don't know if Envy's doing one. I thought Envy was probably...
No, he's just doing real estate.
He's not trying to do
it. He did have a podcast with his wife, but it didn't.
Who wants to listen to that? What do they talk about?
It was on the heels of the affair, and then him talking about it on the air.
He had an affair?
And then
with who?
They did they talked about it on their podcast, and that's what, and they went, I don't know, up or downhill from there. But then they only did like a few episodes, and that was it.
Wouldn't you feel stupid doing that? I would not want to do that. I would not want to participate in that.
In what era?
If I was in a couple, in a relationship, and my partner did something, and then we have a podcast to the world that we talk about it, I would not want to participate in that. I don't mind participating in the conversation, but and put it out in the whole world, I would not be interested in that. That seems like exploitive.
I think it's different when you're actually in it.
You would want to do that?
I don't know. I agree with you, but what if you're famous and the pressure and you're tired of like the rumors and stuff, and who knows what social media was saying about Envy and her, and they probably just did it to air it out, just like the Jada and Will thing, and then they had a sense of clarity. And then they continued it, because that's how they got the ball rolling on that podcast. People were listening to it.
Just the fact that I didn't even know that he had a affair just shows you that it was unnecessary.
Well, that's you. That was not everybody else.
No, but like a lot of people, I don't think envy's that important. If he had an affair, I feel like so. And then I feel like as being his wife, like, I just think if she's not interested at all in being in the limelight, then I would not say anything. Then I would definitely wouldn't be on the podcast, because now you're using me to pump up your career, to talk about something that makes me feel uncomfortable.
But I think it was amicable because they both agreed to do it, and envy,
then it got
copped up to it, and then she let him have it. So
yeah, I would like to have him let him have it.
It wasn't like all nice, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, he fucked up.
Yeah, I can see there wanting to be an audience for that. I'm just not.
Just like the aftermath of it, like her, like actually kind of taking him back in the struggle of forgiving him, because it was somebody famous who he cheated with.
Was it a man?
It was no. It was I think erickaMelani. I think.
Ew! What is wrong with Erica?
What do you mean?
Why would she, like, out of all the people, why would she even consider messing with Envy? That is like...
It was a light skin thing. I'm just joking.
That's sad.
Alright.
Ugh, okay. That makes me like really...
Have you seen her track record? It's not the best.
Rich dollars.
Okay.
You know what? Rich dollars is better than Envy. To me, Rich dollars is better than Envy.
Okay.
Rich dollars is attractive to me. Okay. I don't know who else except for Shad Moss that she was engaged to.
Shad Moss from Canada?
No.
Oh, Wow.
That's the only other person but he could be attractive, but I feel like his energy and I don't know, but they probably have the similar energy. They probably have similar like angst about them.
All I can say is, as long as you got money, fellas, you can get any girl you want.
DJ Envy? Ugh. I'm sorry, but...
Why is it ill to you just because you don't like him?
Well, that's why it's ill to me. You answered your own question. You don't like you answered your own question.
But what makes him ill, though?
The corn and the knee. He is corny. Like... I don't like Envy. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but I just feel like he's very lucky. He strikes me as the type of person that will stab you in the back if he has a chance. I don't know him personally, so I don't know that to be fact. I just am not feeling him.
I don't think he's a good host. I don't think he's a good interviewer. He's not. He's too green on everything.
Yeah, he doesn't make a point of view or take a position. Really, he's like.
Yeah, compared to who he's working with, it's not even comparable, I guess. But he's horrible.
I will say this in his defense. On that show, that is their role, because Angela on that show doesn't really take a position either. She kind of like sits back, chimes in every now and then. She like keeps things moving forward as far as the flow and asking questions. But when you need something for Angela to say about women or her position, she doesn't really do that. And that's where it's kind of like you get frustrated with her as a woman, having her on the show, because to me, she doesn't give a woman's point of view ever.
I disagree with that. I think she does. When it comes to like when there's women on there, or if it's like guest guest who she really wants to talk to, like she'll go in there like, and I've seen like Charlemagne and Envy kind of like take her back and let her do her thing because she's so into the host. But most of the time, if it's neutral, like a politician or something, Charlemagne is usually the one who gets the really digs deep into questions and stuff. But I agree.
She does. She asks questions, but she will not give you anything about her own personal. And people, because I listen to her a lot. It's not just even on that show. If people ask her opinion, you get a very generic answer. And like, she has a show about sex. Like, Lip Service is talking about sex.
Yeah.
If you listen, she's really good at getting everybody else to tell their dirt and stories.
Yeah,
and then when they turn it on her, she's like, "What do you mean? I do talk about it." And I'm like, "You don't." And then they say, "Okay, talk about it." She'll tell a story, and she doesn't tell the story. She gives a generic, very slideshow version of what happened. Like, it's just annoying. Yeah. It's just like you just get to the point where you don't even want to ask anymore.
It's like she likes her platform. She likes her status. She likes the fact that she can make money from this, and she's a name and everything. But she doesn't want to like give too much of herself into her project. That's her podcast.
Yeah,
so that's so weird. Like the Breakfast Club, I can see like you want to hold back. You might not be as transparent as Charlemagne and Envy are, because they're just dudes and we don't give a fuck. But
I don't even think Envy is transparent. You gotta do that same thing with him. Like, you really gotta put him on a hot spot, and then he'll fold a little bit more than she does. But for the most part, they both do that, which is brilliant. Like, it's great that they are able to get so far in their careers without having to give themselves. But the problem with that is when you don't give yourself, then it's hard for people to like you, because we don't care, because we don't have anything to connect to.
I don't care about that as far as the Breakfast Club, but on her podcast, that I can see that as a problem. That is a problem.
So she's really good at having co-hosts that have a lot to say. So she has,
and she can take it out of them. Yeah,
because they have they're open with it. They're open with their conversations about sex and their experiences.
And she knows what to ask too, though.
And she knows them probably close, enough. She knows them enough to know some of the things that they've been through already, so she can, tap in on that.
Yeah.
So I see what she's doing, which is like, it's kind of safe. It's playing it safe.
Her voice is annoying.
You don't like her voice?
Too baby. Sounds like a little kid. Like she's a teenager.
Aww.
Like, when is she gonna grow up?
I like her voice. Well, I don't have a problem with her voice.
I mean, to leave.
Aww.
For it. Wait, I'm sorry. I got something. Nope. Okay, never mind.
Is that her Asian side that you don't like? Is it the Asian side you don't like?
Does it have something to do with her voice? Because if it does, then yeah, I guess. If it's that, then yeah. If not, then no.
Did I tell you about my friend? She went on this audition, and she said it was the most racist audition she ever went on.
When are they not racist?
Where they were looking for Asian girls. They wanted Asian girls to play a video game. So I don't know what they call it.
Gamers?
But it's like games where you go through like this. You have a quest, and you have to go through the quest and accomplish all these things. That long form playing that you guys do.
RPG?
I guess. So anyway, she said they wanted 3 of the girls. Asian. Yeah, she's Chinese.
Okay.
They wanted 3 of the girls to be on a Mac, which she was like, first of all, it's a Mac. You don't even play these games on a Mac. And then 3 people don't play at one time.
Why don't you play games on the Mac? They don't have Alienware.
This is what she was saying. She said that, so they were filming it, and it was a Mac. Maybe that's the only prop they had as a computer.
Maybe,
No, I think that was the only prop they had. So they had 3 girls sitting around a laptop playing a game, and then they said, okay, just interact with the game and react to the game. So they did it, and they said, no, can we get more laughing? Like,
oh my god, no.
like rolling her eyes on the inside, because that's what we have to do when people do stuff like that
Japanese
to us.
Anime.
Yeah, so she's Chinese. I don't know what the other two girls were, but I'm just gonna assume and throw it out there that nobody was Japanese, and even if they were acting. This is not an anime.
Can we get some Asian giggles?
Can we get some ooh ah oh?
We'll put the bubble in post production. We put the bubble letters up there.
They wanted them to giggle and then like hold their lips when they laugh and move their whole body side to side, like, because that's what happens, right?
So they're trying to do like a Japanese show, because Japanese shows will do that.
It was a commercial. It was a commercial.
Commercial for who?
I don't remember what the commercial was
Twitch?
for. It could have been. Who knows? Yeah. Nobody. Well, she didn't get it, so it.
I feel like if you. Oh my god.
But you know what? That reminds me of the equivalent of. Can you say that line again, but do it more urban, more black? That is the equivalent of that in the aspect of, so when you're on camera, let's put some bangs on you. I think bangs will work.
Bang your face.
We're going to put bangs on you, and then we want you to just speak really soft. Like, hi, my name is Angela Yee. This is a rumor report.
This is your rumor report.
So maybe that's why.
Wait a minute. I'm celebrating. I can't say nothing else? Okay.
Aw. I don't have a problem with her voice, but I guess so. You don't like girls with, like, baby voices?
No.
Why not?
It's kind of creepy.
It creeps you out?
Yeah.
What if she had a voice like, hi,
like squeaky?
Like she sound like an anime cartoon.
I've had that before. I couldn't do it.
You didn't close your eyes and remember your favorite.
I did do it, but I couldn't long term.
Wait, you had sex? Was she making those?
Yeah, I destroyed it.
Was she making those same anime cartoon sex movies?
I can't even go that high, son.
Yeah. You know what? I thought it would be fun to like. I like listening to voiceovers. So whenever they do a voiceover on a movie, but then I used to watch anime porn, and then like to hear the anime voiceover on porn, it's weird. And it makes me think, someone had to direct them to do it this way, so somebody finds it attractive.
And they never had sex before, because most of the time people don't sound like that.
Yeah, of course not. But that's how, like, a lot of times I guess when I get produced porn happen, it was the same way. Like, it was fake. It was super fake.
Yeah. That must be a horrible gig for them, but it's money.
Horrible gig. Well, actually, the first time you probably have sex with someone is gonna be fake.
Well, for you, because
there's probably some type of performance being put on by both parties, especially the first time.
I don't know about the.
Okay, well then just for the girls, we're gonna have our cutest noises going on.
A good time for us.
Cause like, how would you feel if you had sex with a woman for the first time and she sound like an ape? What if she was making noises like that?
I'd probably start laughing.
Or like a chimpanzee. Oh yeah, you could do.
Laughing.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Keep going. Right there.
Oh no, that would make me like, I don't know.
You hitting it.
I don't. Yeah, that one's. I'm glad I'm not a guy, or I'm not into girls. I should say that.
What about guys? I know guys do shit like that.
Yeah, but I don't feel like for some reason, and maybe this is just from my observation of porn, I feel like women have a larger vocal range. Is that the way you would put it? Of different types of sound effects that one can make.
Sound effects?
Yeah, so I feel like our library of sound effects are a lot broader than men. And I could be wrong, but I just always hear a lot more vocal range coming from women than I do coming from men.
I think you guys have like 10 sounds you make.
Yeah, it could be 10, but I don't think I never experienced 10 from a guy. And if I did, like I would think that's weird.
Just one?
I would think that's weird.
From a guy you've experienced one, only one?
No, I'll say like, you know, maybe 3 to 5, but not 10.
Yeah.
Especially if it's the same exact position doing the same exact thing. And he has like 10 different things that he says or does. That would be a little bit weird to me.
I mean, but imagine being with the same person for like 20 years. Maybe you guys have a conversation and, you know, she's like, oh, I like you to, you know, dirty talk more. Then he develops this dirty talking and he adds more sound effects to his arsenal because that's what you wanted. She wants to hear.
Well, what I'm saying is like, when I say sound effects, I mean reaction, a vocal reaction to pleasure.
Yeah.
So dirty talk is different. That's like things you say, like that's a vocabulary. But I'm talking about if I pinch you, say I pinch you today, you're going to have a sound effect. If I pinch you 10 days randomly throughout the year, you're probably going to most likely have the same 2 to 3 sound effects, right?
I know what you mean, yeah.
Now, if you had 10 every single time, that would be weird.
Yeah.
That would be weird.
And then like the last, on the 10th one, you know he's going to come because everything is...
It would actually...
chronological order.
It would actually feel fake. Yeah, that would feel fake. That would feel fake to me. If you had that many different sound effects or more, it would feel fake. It'd be like, you're not really... You're making this up. You gotta be making this up.
I don't know a lot of guys who would fake. But yeah. But I know like a lot of women who do the same thing when they come. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we usually...
how is that not?
No, but...
You guys can fake it.
No, I'm just saying... But that's what I'm saying. Okay, I will say this. Well, maybe it's just I'm thinking when you have pleasure, probably in general, most people have, you know, maybe 3 to 5 different sound effects they make. But it's when you're doing the same thing now, I feel like when you're having sex, it's not necessarily always the same thing because there's different angles in your body that probably bring a different sensation, so therefore you can have a different sound effect. That's why I think I said that, so women can have a little bit more of a range, because I think inside of our bodies we have different angles that bring out different sound effects depending on who you are.
You guys have 3 places of stimulation, which is not fair.
3? What do you mean 3 places?
You guys can orgasm clitoris, vaginal, and anal.
Oh. Well, you guys can orgasm anally too.
You still one up on us. Actually, we could...
You guys can probably orgasm if it's just the shaft, and then you could probably orgasm if it's just the head. So there you go. You get 3 too.
I was about to bring that up.
Or maybe even the balls.
That clicks and shit.
Maybe you can get a ball orgasm. I don't know.
Somebody told me they came from just dirty dancing, like freak dancing.
Who? A guy?
Yeah.
Oh, was he 12?
Well, yeah, we were in high school. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I believe it. There was a girl that I knew who once told me a story about she kissed a guy and then she just put her hand on his leg and he came.
Yeah.
So I can see that happens.
That's so weird to me. And then remember, we get wet dreams too, where we're just sleeping and doing nothing, and then spooge.
Why is it weird to you? A hand on the thigh or the leg makes a guy.
Because there's no, because there's no action on the penis. That's why. I just think that's weird.
Maybe it's just
obviously it's possible.
Mentally, he was there, so it didn't matter.
But it sounded like the first time or something, or it doesn't sound it sounds like like the first time. Like he's not experienced, you know what I mean? Like a woman's actually touching me on the leg, blah blah blah. Like incel shit, you know what I'm saying?
Aww, I think that's cute.
I mean, when was this? When did she tell you this happened? Like in high school? Like
yeah, it happened in high school.
Everything in high school, I understand because we're young. Nobody's playing with their balls at that time. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. So, if a girl you like is touching your leg or your shoulder or whatever, like, yeah, spooch.
Have you ever seen that show? It's something about virgins getting married. I don't remember the name of the show, but there is a show on TLC where virgins get married, and I don't even think. I wonder if they even knew. Yeah, I wonder if they even knew each other. But it was so interesting because, like, the first time they even kiss is on their wedding day, and like, what was so weird was that it was disgusting. Like, you can tell they've never kissed in their life. It was like they didn't know what to do with their tongues. Their tongues were leaving the mouth area.
What do these people look like?
Virgin couples share their first. It's called Virgin Diaries. That was the name of the show. Well, they looked like they came from the Midwest. That's what they looked like to me. I didn't see the whole cast. So.
Oh my god. Oh, this guy looks like he's from the Addams Family.
Okay. Well. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So the ones I saw, they kind of gave me that southern Midwestern look.
There's only one couple that they say it's crazy.
So yeah, I just remember their kiss, and it was like, it actually is funny because it reminds me a little bit of like the first time I kissed a guy when I was in school. Like, I had that experience before. I was not one of those people who, like, even though I didn't know how to kiss, I never kissed before, like, I was probably naturally okay at it. Like, I did things naturally that were normal when you kiss. I didn't try to, like, just jam my tongue down somebody's throat. Like, some guys, when they kiss for the first time, for some reason their instinct is to put their tongue as far back in your mouth as they can, which is not the way you do it.
I had a chick do the snake in my mouth. She thought,
what is a snake? Oh,
flicking her tongue,
like to stick your tongue in and out really as fast as you can.
And the way I kiss sometimes is I kiss and then I go in for the tongue.
Yes, that's what you should do.
So I did that, and she just went. So
your mouth was still closed, and then the moment you opened, it was like, she was playing whack-a-mole with your tongue.
Like, I had to be like, hold on a minute, and then I kissed this one chick who I would have thought had experience because she had a kid, and she was kissing him, and it was like she was trying to paint my lips and my chin with her lips and tongue, you know.
Oh, like she was opening and closing and dragging her mouth over your whole entire chin and everything. Yeah. Oh, well, that's an interesting way to do things.
No.
See, I don't like being
I had to be like,
messy, so
stop. Held her face. Stop. Let me do the work. Just stay there and look pretty.
She was basically trying to eat you.
She was trying to taste how I taste, if there's any seasoning, and then later on she was gonna like eat me. Yes. Yeah. Wow. It was like species.
Well, yeah, the Virgin Diaries was definitely something interesting. And then
they only showed one couple.
They would interview them after their wedding day when they had sex, obviously, and that was
the debacle of the kiss.
It's kind of funny because in every interview that I remember seeing, the guy seemed very satisfied with himself. And then I always do this anyway whenever I look at a couple and they're talking about things going on in a relationship. I always look at the person who's not talking because their face gives it all away.
Yeah, like when Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck were talking about Justice League, and there's like that meme where Henry Cavill's talking, and then there's like a face. Ben Affleck has a face like kind of like in like he's in outer space, and then like the Curb Your Enthusiasm song starts playing.
Wow.
It starts closing in on Ben Affleck's face.
I have not seen Justice League, but I'm going to assume it's bad.
It's not bad. It's funny.
Justice League is funny?
Oh, you mean the movie?
Yeah, I mean the movie they were talking about. I'm just going to assume it's bad because of his face during the interview.
It wasn't that bad, but
it's pretty bad.
Josh Whedon fucked it up. Anyway.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. It doesn't matter because the Snyder Cut is coming next year, so.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, but it sounds awesome.
Zack Snyder was supposed to direct it, but he had to go because I think he had a family emergency. I think his daughter died or something. So Josh Whedon took over, and he fucked it up. And but Snyder was basically done except for the post-production part of it, and so they had to scrap it. And Josh had to work with what he worked with and made a mess, and then that's it. But it's not that bad. It's just not that good.
Yeah, I still don't know what you're talking about, but sounds great to me.
Okay. I don't. You don't watch that? I don't watch reality shows.
Touche. So on reality shows, there's a new show called Married at First Sight.
Yeah, we already talked about it already.
I don't think we talked about this one because I just started watching it.
Oh,
I actually don't watch the show. You know what I watch? I watch a licensed clinician who is a therapist and psychologist talk about the show.
What's a clinician?
Clinician means you're not like you actually went to school in order to practice in the health field, I guess you can say, in the medical field. You're not just a counselor, like I can coach you, but an actual clinician where you work in the actual medical field. Like a nurse, a doctor, those are all considered clinicians, but they're different. Well, actually, let me not lie. Let's look up the definition of clinician.
I was about to say, you got phone? Can we Google it?
I know what they mean when they say it because there are so many life coaches and counselors and people who offer therapy, but they're not.
Some take classes, they get certified.
Yeah, but they're not a healthcare professional. So a clinician is a healthcare. Okay, so I was correct. A clinician is a healthcare professional who works as a caregiver of a patient in a hospital, a skilled nurse in the facility, a patient's home. A clinician works directly with patients rather than in the laboratory or as a researcher. So an actual healthcare professional. Yeah. Where there's there's certain things you can say you are that you don't have to necessarily go to school for. You can just declare yourself. And I think being a counselor is one of them.
God.
Because think about it. Okay, so
I'm a counselor too.
Like counselors, there's counselors at school, right? And I never, for like all 12 years of me going to school, I only went to the counselor once, and that was like my junior or 12th grade year. And they wanted to ask what my plans were for going
academic counselors.
Yeah, right? But why would you ask me on the last year of my school year what my plans are? If you're supposed to be my counselor, why weren't you counseling me the moment I entered school to create a plan?
Because high schools suck.
I feel like it was almost like that in college too, but it's just like, what did you do all day? Like, what do you do all day if you just wait till people to go into 12th grade to talk to them?
Well, they got all those students, so they're probably taking like 2 or 3 students each day, so that's how they fill their week.
Oh, or come on.
Maybe 10.
There wasn't that many students in the, like, cause, okay, like a graduating class, do Do you remember how many people were in your graduation? Was it like 300? I think there was 300 in mine. And they were like, oh yeah, like, because every year it gets bigger and bigger because more kids start going to school and, you know, before they start having to build a new school. So they had to change the locations where they would have graduations. Like, we couldn't have it at, what was that place in Sacramento that always had graduations? There was like a place.
That Sacramento Memorial downtown on...
I think they wanted it at the convention center, but they didn't have it at the convention center because the convention center wasn't big enough.
I think I had mine.
At the convention center?
No, my sister did. I think my sister did. I forgot where mine was.
I don't remember where mine was. See,
I think I had mine at my school.
Mine wasn't at school. It was too big. Do you remember where your proms and whatever
was
were?
At school.
Your prom was at school? The prom? Are you sure? Or just dance?
Oh, no, it wasn't. It was somewhere because I know we took a limo. We got a limo.
Ooh, who's we?
Me and my friend Ron. We got a limo and then we, you know, did our thing. We did the damn thing.
Wait, who did you ask to go to prom?
This young lady named Raquel.
All right, shout out to
Afro
Raquel.
Latina. Yep, she's dope.
So it was just you and Raquel, and then Ron and his date.
Yeah.
And then you guys just shared a limo, just the four of you guys.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys were rich.
No, we weren't.
Why did you get more people to help pay for this limo?
Because your parents pay for it.
Oh, you were lucky.
What kid pays for the limo? That's horrible.
The one that grew up in my house.
Kids don't pay for limos. I paid for the corsage. I bought the corsage. They did the whole traditional 1980s, 90s kid goes to prom movie. That's what we did.
So you guys took pictures. Who did you take pictures at? Like which?
There, they have pictures there.
No, I mean like, did you like meet at her house with the limo and the and then her parents came out and took pictures?
Yep, and I knew her mom.
Did you guys take pictures at your house or nobody was interested?
Yeah, I think we did. Did we go? I think we did. Or
did the parents, everybody's parents, drove and followed you over to one location to take your picture?
Cause I feel like I do have pictures of her at my house, but then I know, her mom took pictures too, but I don't remember. I have a horrible memory. Anyway, but I remember kind of that night. But yeah, we had pictures, professional pictures and taking pictures.
Yeah, because I know you take pictures when you get there. They have like a photo booth set up that
I'm pretty
you take
sure
your
like,
famous hugging from behind picture.
I don't know what I did. I don't even remember the picture.
But you've seen those before, right?
I remember the school picture was she sat down in a chair and I stood up. And, because this is what the photographer offered.
Because you guys are royalty.
I think we took two. I think we took two types. I still have them.
I feel like back then when you used to take pictures like that, you only got like 2 chances.
You only paid for 2 pictures, though.
I feel like they didn't give you as many chances as you have now. Like people are like more adamant about taking a picture over again than they were back then. I don't remember people saying, no, take another one. No, take another. Oh, wait, hold on. All right. Okay, I'm ready. I don't remember a lot of that. I think people are more cautious of that today.
They're not?
They are. They're more like, oh, I want to take another picture.
Oh, yeah.
They're more
because you have digital photography now. Back then you had film, and they were like, okay, you only have 2 chances, so don't fuck this up, right? And then they take it, and if they had extra film, like let's say you could have 3, but they want you to take 2. You take 2, if one of them was bad, they give you the third one, and then that's it. You can't go. You know what I'm saying? See, real photographers know, like, you know, they know what they want, and they'll take it and they'll catch it right there. Like now, photographers are cheating, so to speak, because they have the digital photography, so they go like, you know what I'm saying, like the shutter speed shit, and they go like an AK-47. and then they look and they're like, oh, I hope I found a good one. You know, so there's no skill. The skill's gone. The talent's gone. Anybody could be a photographer. And now with the phones, you could take cool pictures on the phones. You never know. Take a cool picture on your cell phone and then blow it up and sell it on IKEA. Have IKEA buy it off of you and they'll sell it.
IKEA buys pictures?
I don't know.
Oh,
but they have like big posters and shit.
Oh yeah.
Like a cityscape or like a dandelion, and then in the back it's all bola or whatever, and probably taken off from a fucking phone. You can't tell nowadays.
So I just got a text message and I learned something about myself.
You're angry?
I'm angry.
You're upset and angry?
No, I'm not upset or angry, but I like to have an apology when somebody is wasting my time or making promises they can't keep.
Are we doing a dating app again?
Yes! How did you know?
Because it sounds like some dating app shit.
Of course. So I'm on the dating app and I started actually messaging people back.
Can I say something real quick? I got on Hinge because of your friend.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I had to get off of it.
Why?
Because it's not a good crop on there. It's not.
It's not a good what?
Crop.
Oh, it is.
No, there isn't.
Trust me. You have to go through phases on it. I didn't realize that.
I'm not going through phases.
You just kind of like...
I've been on there ever since that...
Who are you liking?
Who am I liking?
You have to really be specific about who you're liking and they'll start sending them your way. Because I kind of like use it intermittently. And so, the last time we talked about it, that's probably when I was using it too. And now I'm getting like way more quality.
Well, I'm good.
Okay, we'll get to your story about why. Okay. So I'm back on the app and
back on the app. What app are you?
I'm using Hinge.
Oh, Hinge. Okay.
So I'm using Hinge and it has this feature where you can call somebody, so you don't have to give them your phone number. So I love that. Yeah. And you can video call too, but I'm not really up for that.
Yeah, you don't want to do it.
So I met this person and we had a very good conversation on the Hinge app. So good that I decided to give him my phone number. That was a bad mistake, I think, on my part. So I gave him my phone number.
Why is it a mistake if everything was good and you did everything proper?
I'll tell you why in a minute. But one of my rules is I really don't like giving my phone number out until I see you. Like, we have a face-to-face. If we have a face-to-face, then I don't mind giving you my number after that, because I'm like, okay, like, I don't mind your energy. Like, it seems like we can, like, move forward. But since we're in the situation where we're on social distancing and stuff, it's kind of hard to do the face-to-face, because now I feel like I really have to trust you because I could be risking my life now. So
I also want to talk about that, but keep going.
So, it puts people in this quandary. I'm in this quandary, like, okay, so how do I, like, hold my standard without being unreasonable? So I decided to give him my phone number and we were going to have a FaceTime or some type of like video chat, which I could have did on the app, but on the app it doesn't ring and you kind of miss it or whatever. So I said, hey, like, let's do that. So he set a time and I said, great, that's perfect. So he set the time and the day and I'm like, okay, well, let's go for this. So an hour before we were supposed to do our little video call, he's like, hey, I can't call you until 45 minutes after we were supposed to meet. And so I didn't respond, and then he just never called me ever. And then he messaged me again and said, sorry, I messed each other. Can we do it tomorrow? So now I feel like, wow, you're putting me off like as if it's not important. To me, a date's a date. Even if it's like not us going out to dinner, I feel like the fact that you just put it off means it's not serious to you. So it's not serious to meeting me, then I'm not serious about meeting you.
I know, but you...
I know.
This is the first time, though. I think, like, the first time you should give him a little leeway. If he keeps doing it, then...
So it's the first time.
Bullshit.
It's the first time.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the second time, because the first time you have to schedule when we do the call.
Yeah.
So we had to do that, and then he called, and then now the second time we're going to do a video. So we're going on to phase 2, and he doesn't show up.
Yeah.
And then so I messaged him back, and I said, hey, like, I was looking for you, looking forward to talking to you, but you never called, you never showed up, and I was very disappointed. And I get back, well, I sent a text letting you know I was running late and at 7:15, and I never heard back, so I said I assumed it wasn't a good time. I was disappointed that not meeting you, and I just feel like, okay, so I say my feelings that I was upset, and you say, well, I'm upset. And I'm like, and I just want to hear I'm sorry. Can we do it another time? Like, acknowledge that you wasted my time. Like, because a video chat means Erica needs to look cute. I have to do my hair, I have to do my makeup, I have to put on a cute dress, and then you don't show up.
But he felt the same way. Like, you probably has a...
But it was on him to call me. All he had to do was call. Now, if he had called and I never picked up the phone, then yes, then I'm responsible too. But he never called at all.
If you keep thinking that way...
No, it's not what I'm thinking, but that's what happened.
Yeah.
And I can move forward, but I feel like I need an apology because it's concerning me. It makes me feel better because an apology means that you are taking in consideration, yeah, I made plans with you and I didn't follow through, and that upset you, and I'm sorry for that.
Well, this is one of those things where when you told me also when, you know, guys are mentioning your body in your pictures, and it's like, you weren't comfortable with that because of male dominance and masculinity and rape culture. Sometimes
wait, those words came out of my mouth?
You said rape culture. Sometimes we are just oblivious to what you guys think. I think if you guys went on a virtual date or whatever, and you explain, and everything is cool, and you explain it in a nice way, I think a nice guy, a gentleman, would apologize.
Yeah.
But then you also have to hear his side and why and how he felt. If it's there's some validity in it because it's his side, then you should apologize too. Then, because it sounds like he missed your call too, and he told you he was going to be late. So he might
miss my call. I didn't. The only promise that I made was that, well, I'll be ready to go at 6:30.
Yeah. And he said he was running late, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it never happened.
And then he never called at all.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
He just told you why, though. He gave his reason.
If you got hired for a job and they said, okay, you need to start at 8 a.m. and then 8 a.m. rolls around and you're like, oh, shoot, I have a flat tire. And you let them know, hey, I'm not going to be in at 8 a.m. I have a flat tire. I'll be in at 9 a.m. And they don't call you back. Do you not show up to work because they didn't call you back?
I'll show up to work.
Okay.
Hopefully that,
That's what I'm talking about. So you show up to work because showing up to work is important to you, right? Because you're going to get something out of it. You're going to get a paycheck or whatever it is, the reason why. That's how I feel about the situation. If you were like, well, you know what? I don't really want to drive out there anyway. It's too far. I don't care. then you don't show up. Then that's when those excuses play, and that's how I feel.
You can't think that way to a person who you really don't mean shit about.
Exactly.
You like both on both sides.
Well, that's
so there's the extra effort I'm gonna take for somebody I just met is not going to be as high as for me wanting to keep a job.
Exactly. So if a phone call or a video call is too much effort for you to follow through with, then maybe we should just leave it alone. And that's how I feel about it. Especially at the beginning. If it's too much effort for you to call, then okay, then we don't need to even talk.
Okay. And that's what you want, and that's what you think you deserve, then fine.
It makes sense. I deserve somebody, I deserve someone who wants to make the effort.
I just think in the beginning, I don't think it's, you have to earn that. You have to, you know what I mean?
I have to earn a phone call?
Yeah. It shouldn't make a difference anyway, because why are you so focused on this one person?
I'm not. I'm not focused on that one person.
If he calls, he calls. If he doesn't, he doesn't. You're still doing you. So
what I was saying is, I learned something about myself. Is like, I would like an apology before I can move forward, because I know in my mind that pretty much it wasn't worth it to call when you said you could call. So whatever.
My thing is,
another thing is too, sorry.
Yeah.
I am getting calls from numbers. I don't know what the numbers are.
Uh-oh.
But nobody's leaving messages.
Because they're shy?
Because I'm getting sick and tired. You know what happens when my phone rings? I say hello, and then they go, she's watching Bank of America. And I'm like, what the hell? And I fall for it every time, so I stop picking up my phone.
That sounded like a little bit of Mandarin.
It was something that was, maybe it was Mandarin, or it was, yeah, it was, and it made me very mad, and I kept picking up my phone whenever there was number. It looked like a real number. It wasn't giving you like that, maybe a scam likely, or a 1-800 number or something like that. It looked like a real number, and I would pick it up, and there would always be a recording speaking to me in Chinese from Bank of America, and it made me mad, so I stopped picking up my phone. So that's another thing. If he did call me and he doesn't leave a message too, that's also to me a little bit of a yellow flag. Like, because I'm like, well, how am I supposed to return your call if you don't leave a message? Like,
yeah, that's pretty stupid.
So that's what I learned about myself. So what ended up happening is he never called, but someone else called me, and we had a really nice conversation. And so I'm still continuing on with my journey.
My thing is, what I was gonna say is, I mean, he made it to the second level through conversation, and for you to not give him like a little bit of leeway, I don't know.
Yeah, I felt a little bit like, okay, are you being just way too strict on this person? Give him one more chance.
But like I said, we are not experts at women at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know what you're thinking. Every female is different. So we're thinking our way, and then you're thinking your way, and we should be thinking your way, but we don't know your way. So, that's where the communication comes in. But, you're not fully in his life, so, he's still doing this, working, probably dating other people, probably, taking care of his family or himself or whatever, playing Xbox or whatever, or hanging out with the fellas. Like, you're not a priority yet. You know what I'm saying? You have to earn that spot.
I don't have to earn it with other people. That's why I just don't feel like even bothering, because when you have options, then why do you don't have to put up with stuff like that?
Yeah. I mean, and for you, this is how you feel, and that's all that matters. So.
Because now it's making me feel even more like, well, maybe I won't give him a chance. Because because if I'm that far down on the list, then I just...
But you don't know that. See, that's my thing. Like, you...
No. I'm just saying, if I'm that far down on the list, then why even bother? Like, if I'm so far down on a list where well, if she doesn't text me back and say 15 minutes is okay, then I'm never gonna call. Then I just feel like maybe I should move on.
But if it's the beginning and it's you versus my friends or my family or my job, those come first because you're nothing to me now.
No, I get it, but I'm just saying, as far as if someone else can do it, then why even bother? Like,
because they probably have certain different circumstances and different motives and stuff.
Yeah, so why don't I go with the motive that gives me more attention? This is something that every girl goes through, like.
But the guy who gives you more attention is probably thirsty as fuck. Doesn't have a lot of shit going on. You know, he does really, want to get to know you. But that doesn't mean the other guy doesn't want to really get to know you. There's just we don't know what's going on in these people's lives.
If you don't show up, and this is something that every woman seems to complain about. Mm-hmm. Like, if you don't show up, then you don't get a chance. That's pretty much what happens.
The only reason why I say this is because with my ex, we would miss each other sometimes, and sometimes we wouldn't even link up. But we still gave each other a chance, and we survived 3 years and blah 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 months. So if we were thinking that way, we would have never linked up, because we would have been like, oh well, we keep getting dodged or whatever, and then we would have missed out on a fantastic thing. So that's all I'm saying. I'm saying this through experience too, but I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, since you are dating, I don't see why you wouldn't give this guy a chance, because you're still dating other people, so who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? He might be the the one, and you're like, oh well, he didn't put me on a priority or whatever, your reason, and you're gonna miss out on something. And you know what I'm saying? As opposed to somebody who's gonna give you attention, then he turns out to be a jackass and talks about your body all night and shit, and then you feel uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, the body thing. So,
which I think is good.
The body thing is when for instance, I had someone message me. The very first thing they said, "What's up, hot chocolate?"
Very, very first thing.
That was the first thing, not hello, not hi, it was, "What's up, hot chocolate?" He immediately got dismatched. Like, no way. And you're not of the same hue as me.
Yeah, that's not cool.
No. So
white people don't do
those are the things that
anybody who's not black don't do that.
I don't even think black people say do that to me.
What I wanted to say real quick was, when you brought up the thing where the guy brought up your sexy body, I think that's a thing where we as men need to know, maybe try not to be so forward, because even if a woman is working out and she shows off her body and her muscles and everything, and she's in a swimsuit or she's in a gym, I don't think it's a good idea to bring up oh, your body is so sexy.
Yeah, it's kind of the obvious. It's like when you meet a celebrity, like he plays basketball, and you're like, oh, but you're so tall. Like, does it, like, he hears that, he knows that already.
Yeah, it's
she knows that. It's redundant for you to say that.
Yeah. So I think women are more, and I see it on the apps too. Like, if you mention something to the traveling, like, I'll be like, oh, what's your favorite place to go, or what do you recommend for a first time, or something like that. Don't bring up, oh, you look great in a swimsuit.
Yeah, like, where were you when you took that picture? That's those are the things that people like to talk about. But
on the opposite side, as a man, it's like, well, why are you showing off those pictures? Because if you show off those pictures, you're enticing us, and it kind of gives us that open door to say those things, because we think that's what you want. Like, and I also feel like if the person who was saying it was attractive to you, you might give him a little leeway. Like, if it was some guy who was ugly and looked like an incel or whatever, like a stereotypical incel or whatever, you'd feel a little disgusted. But if it was like Shamar Moore or something, or somebody who you find attractive, ladies, you would give them a pass because you're attracted to him. The reason why you put the swimsuit on is because you wanted this kind of a guy, so you got him, and there he is. So it worked. why else would you show off your body in a swimsuit or you show yourself in a swimsuit? I like the pictures when the women show their face, then show their body like in jeans and really respect. Not saying belly suits aren't respectful, but not showing off any skin at all. Like I like those because to me, I feel like you are doing the thirst trap thing. And that's just me personally, because and with those pictures, you're inviting those kind of guys. It's how it is. It's just like the guy who was suing Twitch over his 700 subscribed women that he chafed his dick so much he's suing Twitch. What? Because women on Twitch, especially the ASMR chicks, they're always in skinny clad, clothing and stuff like that. Or the gamers too, like the cute gamers, like. They're showing off their bodies and stuff in some way, and this guy is suing Twitch for that, So, because he was jacking off too much.
I will say this: I do not have thirst trap pictures.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
And
She has great pictures.
I got a second opinion and a third opinion.
By who?
And they said my pictures are very classy.
By who?
And don't change them.
By who? I didn't say change them.
I actually changed one of the pictures, but it wasn't a picture that was like it was a headshot.
No, they're not that bad. I'm fucking with you. They're not that bad, but they do show off your body. You have a fit body, and guys are going to mention that. Well, because they're excited.
Yes, I have a picture of me in the dress. I have a picture.
Skin tight.
No, it's not skin tight.
Skin tight.
Trust me, it's not skin tight.
It's nice. She looks great.
It's a nice dress.
Every picture looks great.
An event. And then I have a picture of me on a beach with a t-shirt on.
Showing off the legs.
Yeah, I'm showing off my legs. That's the thirst trap picture. I have a t-shirt on the beach. And I'm far, far away. And then I have a picture of me sitting at a lounge. And I added a picture of... It's actually a video of me swinging a golf club. And that's a great conversation starter. It's actually great, and I like it. And I actually hit the ball in that video, so I'm getting lots of compliments on my swing, and I don't mind that. And it's a great conversation starter, and it's I understand now that it's helpful to help the other people who are looking at you, to put something in there that you want to talk about or that you guys can connect on. So I'm a big advocate of putting in pictures of you doing your hobbies or you doing the things that you really care about.
And a lot of women who give a shit on the dating apps, they do that. Like they're the ones that comment on I'll read their profile too, but like books and stuff and like where they like to travel, but then they'll show like them in Chicago next to the Big Bean thing, and or them in Thailand doing stuff like and then it starts a conversation. Oh, I was in Thailand. Where'd you go? And blah blah blah. So,
for sure.
Yeah. Okay, we have to end this because this is an hour.
Well, you ended it right there. That's awesome. Bye, guys.
We had to say your name. This is leeBISHOP.
This is erickaMelani.
Thanks for tuning in. This was a random. All right. Bye.
Amazing.